Roll call says everybody's here.
Mike's gone.
Oh, Mike's gone, okay. Mike's not here. Did you write that down? Oh, good, great, absolutely great, okay. Next, we need a motion to accept the fact that we had an executive session this morning. We need some kind of certification thing here. Gary?
I'll make a motion that we approve and accept the minutes from the October 23rd, 2025 redevelopment meeting and the executive certification of the November 20th meeting.
Second.
As presented.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those who approve say aye.
Aye.
Next, public comment. Public. John, say something.
Public?
All right, public comments are over. Old business. Discussion regarding 109 Grand Street. Mary Cripe.
I'm gonna let Jackson take that one.
Okay, Jackson, you're speaking.
Okay, I'm speaking. I've got, so there was site investigations as part of due diligence at the 109 Grand Street, which came back with results suggesting that further site investigation is needed. Currently, the closing is scheduled for tomorrow, and so BFB has requested that we extend that closing to allow for further site investigation. And then the other determination we need to make is who's going to be doing that site investigation and potential, if needed, remediation. So there's sort of two items. There's the one, who's going to be doing that, and then the second item is, since closing is scheduled for tomorrow, we want to extend the purchase agreement, and if so, until when? Based on the first proposal, an extension to end of March, I think, might give us enough time to get the potential letter of comfort from IDEM, or whatever the program is, the Brownfield program for the state of Indiana. So that would be a potential date we could extend that contract to. So, two items to consider and make an action on for that. Or
How long are we planning to extend?
until the end of March
Till the end of March.
would be one option.
At this point. So we need to take an action to extend that time and also to commit for the next step, which would.
The
do we
Phase
have an
2
exa-
site investigation. The
We should
proposal.
put an amount on it.
Sure, the proposal issued to BFB
Yeah.
was, it was 11,500,
350.
350 with an optional services for that letter of comfort, which added 750, bringing it to 12,100.
100.
So that would be what the proposal is. Now, that wasn't issued to us, so
Right.
assuming it doesn't change, that would be what we're looking at.
So we need to either commit to that 12,100 and to the extension or not.
Well, I guess, we're not ready to close tomorrow, so I think the extension's the easy one. So I'd move that we extend the closing date for the agreement with BFB Group to March 31, 2026.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Um,
And I guess, the actual work that's gonna be done out there, obviously, I think we have to figure out what that remediation is gonna look like, and whether or not it makes sense to do that, and I don't think that we can do that until we have that next phase done to determine what everything's gonna look like. So, I think it makes sense to do that, but I don't necessarily wanna commit to anything more than that at this point, where I'm at. So I guess, I'd move that we agree to cover costs up to and not exceeding $12,100 to permit the next environmental assessment to be conducted on the Grand Street property.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is the expansion of the downtown TIF. What?
I'll let Jackson do that one too.
Jackson,
Yeah, I don't
you're on the dais again. Or whatever.
All right.
What- Is that the right word?
You know, that might actually be the right word.
Oh, okay. Well, you need a.
It's Latin, so you can
stand,
pronounce it however you want.
We'll get you a stool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the county had a couple of parcels just north of Middlebury that was in their TIF district. It is within the town boundaries of Middlebury currently. I believe it's currently owned by Forest River, and maybe a couple other people are involved in ownership of there. Do we have confirmation that any planned development is going on up there? There is gonna be some development on those parcels.
The building.
Oh, it's going up, right, okay. so-
Foundation's in.
Yeah.
No, it has a roof.
Oh,
So we are,
it's been a week or so since I've
Well,
been
it
out
didn't
there.
take long.
Wow.
I'm
They're
amazed.
they're moving.
so now that it's out of the county TIF, the idea is that we will be adding it into the town so that we can, use that as part of the downtown economic development area to capture those, that assessed value and then allocate those funds in accordance with our economic development plan. The proposed resolution isn't gonna change the plan other than to add this real estate into the district, so that's really the only change
Into the
being
downtown
proposed.
TIF, right?
Correct, into the downtown TIF. As far as what's being added, if you want, the last page in that resolution has a little map showing the blue area is the added area, and the green area is a portion of the downtown, just for reference to where the location of the added areas are.
Also all the way up to Meyer, correct?
It stops, well,
Yes.
just
Meyer
short
owns
of it.
that next one.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah.
There's
So it's-
still like one vacant parcel.
It's three parcels.
Yep.
I think it's still three parcels.
Actually,
Seven
actually,
technically, but they're
Yeah,
just the little
yeah,
ones, the
it's
main
all-
ones.
All
They're
that
pretty-
Bacchus farm.
Pretty small. Well, no, there's smaller, there's 7 parcels. There's
Where?
several smaller, so there's a parcel here, a parcel there, a parcel
Are you serious?
Yeah, so there's a total of 7.
Well, he makes more money because you gotta have more, yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I would entertain a motion to either adopt, whatever, do we adopt,
for the
whatever
resolution.
we're doing?
I think it's 5, but we can assign it once we can get confirmation.
Accept the motion to add that to the downtown TIF or not.
I'd move that we approve the declaratory resolution to add those properties to the downtown TIF as presented.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Discussion about Orford Drive sanitary sewer extension. Mary Kripe, are you gonna pass that one off?
No, I'm not passing that one off. So in your proposal, there was or in your packet, there was a proposal from Donahue and Associates for the design engineering for Orpha Drive from the Antler Drive lift station all the way to County Road 37. And that proposal, it's not on the cover sheet here. Is in the amount of $101,900. So what's happening here is with US 20 being reconstructed and widened starting in 2028, when NDOT comes to town, the Middlebury Service Center, the septic system is out by near US 20. And so, where we need to relocate our water main to in 2027 we'll be going right through the septic system. And so basically, we need to get that, part of that. Either the state fully purchases that piece of property, or we figure out a way to service them with sanitary. There's also, it would shorten the run for the force main that we currently have that comes all the way from Spring Valley to Antler Lift Station, because then we would have a gravity manhole that at US 20 that it could dump into, and then we could go gravity all the way to the manhole. Currently, the people on the south side of the road of Orpha Drive, they are served from back behind their property because there's a sanitary line that goes between their properties and the rental units in Deer Run. And then the properties on the north side of the roadway, except for Napa and Monteith, they have their own private lift station. If we put the sanitary in, they could remove that lift station and they could go gravity, so they won't have that ongoing expense. And then the property on the north side, they could be able to connect. And then you also have properties further to the west. We've been approached by several times by Jomar to get connected, and they keep expanding, so eventually at some point they'll want to connect, but I'm not proposing to go that far. I'm just proposing to get it out to past County Road 37. We are going to be having a project go on at the intersection of County Road 22 and 37 next year. It's supposed to start trying to get that area prepped prior to US 20 going. And then we're also working with NDOT to cover the cost of the bore and jack going underneath US 20. So there's a lot of moving pieces. And there's a lot of road work that's going to be happening. And we're just trying to make sure that we're doing our due diligence and making sure that we get the sanitary service to the people that are within the town limits that currently don't have access to sanitary sewer. And time is kind of the essence on this one, because when NDOT gets all the right-of-way acquired for the US 20 project, they'll be moving forward with construction and allowing utilities to relocate. They've anticipated that we will be relocating our water and sewer mains in early 2027. So, and then NIPSCO gas will follow, and electric, and then all the fiber, the different comms. So, anyway, questions? It's a lot.
Question. Are there any questions?
There is sufficient funds in the Elroy TIF to cover the project. And then also part of that, once we get the design done, I was planning on applying for community crossings funds for construction in
Fix the road.
2027. So we're doing it all at the same time for the roadway. And that's 80-20, 80% state, 20% local.
And we're still pretty well set on the things that involve, as you get closer to US 20, the state's taking care of.
We're working through that right now. The estimated cost for relocation is $10 million. And we have to pay for 10% of our operating budget. So we're right around water and sewer, about $300,000 apiece. And so, and we've already kind of paid for that through the Elroy TIF with the design funds.
Right.
So we're in the process of negotiating a contract and bringing that forward to council.
Any questions about,
Just, there was a lot of information. Can you summarize what the money's for again, please?
This is for the design engineering and like survey and design to design the sanitary sewer from Antler Lift Station. And it'll be a gravity system all the way to just past County Road 37. So if any further development to the west.
Thank you. I'll make a motion that we accept the professional service agreement for engineering designs with Donahue.
Do we need an action at this time?
No.
Well, are we
There's
paying
an agreement.
$101,900?
It's just that your memo had indicated that there was no action needed. It was just for review purposes.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I need to move forward on this one.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve and accept the professional service agreement with Donahoe and Associates for the Orpha Drive sanitary sewer expansion for engineering services not to exceed $101,900.
Do we have to put in there that says Elroy?
Out of Elroy, it probably should. It's out of Elroy
Out
TIF.
of Elroy, too.
With funds coming from Elroy TIF.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Now, Westbury Street Railroad, Mary.
So this one is the one for informational purposes only, because of the findings from the soil investigation. So basically, we can look at the map that's on the back. It pretty much kind of explains what we're looking at. If the development there on Grand Street moves forward, what we would like to do is do a survey of Wayne Street at the intersection of Railroad and Berry streets. And also look at adding more street parking on Railroad Street. And the reason for this is because of, you've got a lot going on at that intersection with regards to the Pumpkin Vine Trail, just the configuration of the intersection of Railroad Street, Berry Street, and Wayne Street. There's just a lot going on there, and we think that there could be some improvements made. But it all kind of goes hand in hand with the development. So I think that we need to make our first step with, finding, like you guys decided today. I think that's important to make that first step to determine what is needed at the property there. But we did get a proposal from Abbenmarsh, who is also working with the developer, for a cost for design, which included conceptual layouts, and then also geotechnical investigation and some construction, design and construction documents. So that total was $64,500 plus any reimbursables. So that's for informational purposes only, just kind of, I think that needs to go on hold for right now.
It's the question I have, so is the idea if the Grand Street project's not able to move forward, there's not any desire to look at trying to deal with that intersection?
I think that we do need to, but it might change how we look at it.
Okay.
That's my thought process.
I mean, if there's a way we need to address that intersection, it needs to be addressed. It's a mess. I mean, it gets
is.
worse with more traffic.
It is, yeah, I agree.
May I ask the reason for removal of the island? Is it probably snowplow or?
I think that we can rework the intersection to make it so we don't have to have that island. So it's more like a regular intersection, because that is what confuses people of what they're supposed to do there.
I guess since I use that intersection a lot, living
Sure.
on Bristol Avenue, my concern is people, or even like myself, I already go straight when I turn either direction because that island is there and I have to allow enough cars to pass me, that I might get lazy, or other people might get lazy and want to turn a little to the left, which again might cause, again, a congestion issue with making that turn off of the S-curves going south or going north on Railroad Street there. So I guess as long as it's adequately, lined and everything.
There'll be meetings
Okay.
to make sure, because we don't want to move forward with the design until we have conceptual
Okay.
agreement on that. So, yeah, everybody looks at that intersection a little bit different
Yeah,
in how they use it. So,
it is a little confusing.
well, and I mean, some people are just look at it from how they get across it on a bike. And so, we'll try to incorporate all of that into that design.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, next, Donahue easement acquisition for proposal for US 20 County Road 35, from County Road 35 to State Road 13.
So, as a part of, the US 20 project, we are needing to get easements from, the people that are along the north side of US 20 from like the high school to Heritage Drive. We need to purchase some land to relocate the lift station, for the Northridge lift station because we're gonna be making that bigger and deeper. And then, to accommodate all the flow from the Spring Valley lift station that will be completely removed, which that's right there by Wayne Street. So we'll need land from the Middlebury Community Schools all the way over to Heritage Drive from those property owners. The state is not purchasing right-of-way on that side, from what I'm understanding, and in
That's
order,
from the south side?
on the north side of US 20.
But my apologies,
Did you not get that?
I don't know that I received that.
Oh, we didn't send it out, so can you go make maps of that, please? So anyway, NDOT is not purchasing right-of-way. In order to get our sanitary sewer in, because it's fairly deep, we're gonna need to be able to have an easement from those property owners. There's just really no way around it. And this
It
is,
goes outside the road right away?
yeah, because there's no other place to go in the right-of-way due to NIPSCO, their high-pressure gas main.
Oh, there is a gas main on the north side.
Oh,
there.
yeah. And it's an extremely, one that you don't want to touch.
Are you gonna have to go under the houses?
No,
Just about.
no.
Well, how far is the road gonna be from the road right away?
They're not expanding on the north
They're
side.
taking it all on the south
South,
side.
yes.
Chickens. That's what I say.
So basically, this cost is included in our interlocal agreement that we're going to be having with the Indiana Department of Transportation for the construction. So all these costs are included, even the design costs are included, so we can, then deduct that 10% out of our, 10% of our operating costs. That amount is then deducted from the total, and then that's what NDOT will be paying. Thank you, Jesse. And so, when purchasing right-of-way, when you're using, when federal funds are expended on a project, which they will be on US 20, NDOT will be doing that, we need to follow the federal process for purchasing right-of-way. So the increase,
That ought to be free. Driveway.
the increase will be 64,800 in this contract. And so that's what we're asking for consideration out of the Elroy TIF.
Sorry, how much, what's
It
the?
was 64,800. So there's 6 parcels. They all have to have an APA, appraisal problem analysis, and then the appraisal, the review appraisal, the buying agent, title work, everything. So, and also the parcel plats.
We know the dimension. Are you gonna purchase an easement? Is that what we do?
Yeah,
Is it like 20 feet through 30 feet?
I don't remember. I'd have to get the plans out.
Probably 20.
Yeah, I'm not,
If it's an easement, it seems like it ought to be free. Afterwards.
You're impacting people's land.
Yeah,
I mean, you buy property with an easement on it and you still pay for the property.
Right.
right, but it's still their property.
When you purchase, like if we would purchase this, then it impacts the setbacks. And when you have property along US 20, every small little piece
So-
helps with setbacks.
I missed some of this at the beginning, I guess, so I apologize. So the need for this is a result of the Highway 20 project.
The US 20 project, yep,
So if they weren't expanding US 20, we wouldn't need this additional easement.
correct.
And underneath our interlocal, they'll pay for 10% of it?
No, so let me see if I can do this. So we've estimated the project, including this easements and the design and all of that, and it's around 10 million. That's what we'll go with. So then, NDOT has where, there's a rule on the books where, utilities, public utilities, such as water and sewer departments, they know that this is a major impact to the water and sewer departments, and communities cannot necessarily afford to have that because the rates would go through the roof. So they have a rule where 10% of what your operating budget is. So say our operating budget is $3 million. So we'll have to put $300,000 towards the design and construction. So now we're down to 9,700 or 9,700,000. Yeah.
9,700,000.
So that was water, and then you also have, say, 300,000 from the
Sewer.
sewer too. So we're down to 9,400,000 of what we're required to pay for. I'm sorry,
The state.
The state
state's
is re-
required to pay
these are like so
9,400,000.
complicated.
So-
I've got so many
Is
of
this
them.
all
State-
going towards our required
10%
buy-in?
that we're trying to
Yeah.
buy in and
And
whatnot.
that we were gonna hit that number anyway.
And
And
that's
when do those easements need to be acquired by?
As soon as possible, because we need to be ready to go to construction whenever NDOT tells us it's okay to get your utilities relocated. So we're planning on trying to bid the project out sometime in April of next year. So we're ready to go whenever they pull the trigger.
What if they delay that another year, then what happens?
Well, then, I mean, we still have the easement rights.
still have
I'd be
yeah.
more concerned about whether or not you have enough time if you have to file.
To do
If a
that.
property owner holds out.
And that could happen, and I mean, that's why it's important to get started now, so that way we have a full year, because this project goes from Westlake Drive all the way to State Road 13. We can work on other portions of it.
So if I understand correctly, based on the part of the buy-in, acquiring this doesn't actually increase any of the costs of what we're gonna be paying anyway. It just
Correct.
shifts okay.
Yeah, it's just getting it done because we don't have that agreement, and NDOT hasn't paid us the money.
Gotcha.
But then when NDOT does pay us the money, then what redevelopment is put out more than the, say, 600,000, I'm just using these as round numbers, I don't know the exact ones, then that money will come back into the TIF.
Who's the acquisition agent for this?
I think that they're using Rita Gabriel and Right Away Jones
Okay.
and Neil Warden for the appraiser, because it highest and best use, I'm sure, is commercial.
Does this take into account what's already been required by acquired by the state?
Yeah, the state is, they're not acquiring on the north
On
side.
the south side
They,
only.
yeah,
They took that easy way.
Yeah.
They
they
they're
took-
taking a small amount, but they're not going too much further past what they're already doing. And we can't fit our utilities in there.
right.
We're
but-
deep.
But, going to church there, I saw the settlement that the
There-
state bought,
there
the
is for-
state bought on the north side, because they didn't take our sign.
I think there's a temporary right-of-way for construction purposes on, I'll pull it out
Oh,
and we
okay.
can go through it.
Okay,
And I'll show you what is what
okay.
with regards to the plans.
Because I know the state already paid the church money for,
So
but you're thinking it's a temporary right-of-way?
it's probably temporary because a lot of times you can't get the driveways transitioned back in properly without going further back.
Right.
And, or like even yard restoration. Sometimes it's hard to get yard restoration, so they'll go further back. And so
Okay.
they're required by law to purchase a temporary easement.
Okay.
And then once the project's done, they relinquish that back to the property owner.
Yeah, but
Meaning-
NDOT just paid $6,500. I mean, just a small amount of money from the schools to buy a little, I mean, that'd be a parcel about that big, I think, but yeah, it was the same issue
Okay.
on the north side.
Yeah. I'll look at it, Gary.
Yeah,
Maybe they are buying permanent, but I didn't think that they were. That was
Oh.
not what was told to me the last time.
Okay.
And this does not include the actual cost of what the right-of-way or the easement will cost.
This is just the, so do we need to take an action on that now?
I need to trying to keep moving forward with it.
Funds are coming from Elroy?
Yeah.
Elroy.
What was the amount?
$64,800.
Well, that's the, okay.
And we'll put a spreadsheet together for this project because there's multiple ones already. But we're going to need to keep pretty close track of all of this, so that way we know where to deposit money back into. And from what I'm being told, NDOT is planning on bidding the US 20 project. The letting is scheduled for February of 2026. They're going to continue purchasing right-of-way through 2026, and then this US 20 utility, our project is supposed to go to construction in '27, and then the Indiana Department of Transportation will start their construction on the roadway work in 2028 and '29, finish up in 2030.
What a dream. I say that.
Right on that.
So there is an easement, or there is an agreement, correct me, from Donahoe?
Yes, I'm sorry. I should have made copies of
Wasn't
it.
it?
No,
in there?
I'm
Maybe it
Yeah.
wasn't in here.
So it's an amendment number 2 to engineering services, and it's a 2-page letter.
Sorry, can I borrow this, Jeff?
Yeah. Free. In here somewhere.
Okay. Forgive me, I'm going to try to make a motion here. I'll motion that we approve the agreement with Donahoe and Associates for easement acquisition for the proposal of US 20, County Road 35 to State Road 13 utility relocation, which is amendment number 2, not to exceed $64,800 from the Elroy TIF. Did I make that pretty close? Thank you.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Not all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Here, look.
I just have
I
a
found it. Right there it is.
I just have a quick question. Is, when we send out like any type of revision, is it better if we just start a new email? Because, I mean, I struggle with iPads myself.
Not sure which is which.
Yeah.
It's a revision to the revision to the revision, so it would be
Maybe it
nice.
isn't.
Just to send out a whole new email, so that way it, okay, we
I
will,
didn't have half the stuff today. That's my fault, just because it was buried in the email.
okay. But that's what we'll do. I apologize. I just wanted to ask, because,
It's just, it's a little confusing, so.
yeah,
But,
no, and I get it. I really struggle with iPads, that format. So anyway, we will do that from now on.
well, Shaylee did something to mine to where now I think every time there's an attachment to it, that it actually gives it its own message or something, or its
You
own.
have it set to grouping the emails by conversation. It'll sort of is in a sub email, but you can adjust that so that each reply is
user
its
error.
own separate.
Well,
I don't know if that's what it is or not.
There's a
but-
setting that Shaylee changed on mine that you made it so.
My kids help me, well, but good.
Right,
no
so,
problem.
so like, let's say Jackson replies to an email for a revision or something, now mine has a separate communication or separate email versus being attached to the original, which again is hard to find.
I think we've concluded the business. We've adjourned. There's a meeting. I'm gonna have a meeting in December. Do we get a holiday?
We're supposed to, normally we'd be here on Christmas Day. I'm disappointed that we decided to move it. I mean, thought we could all come and